Hello everyone, in today's video I'm gonna talk about everything you need to know to learn the handstand. Just a few things about me. I practice the handstand for more than 3 years now. I bought online coachings, I bought programs about the handstand, and all this knowledge I gained from these years I share with you in this video. In the description I wrote down the timestamp so you can just click on the chapter you want to watch first. The first thing I'm gonna talk about is the perfect handstand line. Just for you to know, the first seconds you will have in a freestanding handstand won't have this line, but it's important to keep it still in mind to have a goal you can progress to. To have a straight line, you have to point your toes. The legs should be completely straight and together. Your butt should be tensed up. The shoulders should be pushed tall. The elbows should be completely straight. Your eyes should be focusing a point between your hands. And the hands should be placed around shoulder width. Again, this handstand form should be the end goal, but still keep it in mind and try to execute the following exercises I will tell you with this handstand form. The second thing I'm gonna talk about is the kick up. The kick up is much harder than balancing the handstand, so before you train the kick up, try to get a consistently 5-second freestanding handstand hold in front of the wall before you train the kick up. The kick up is split up in 2 pieces. The first exercise you have to master is the L kick up. Therefore you go into the starting position by placing your hands around shoulder width. Now you bring the shoulders over your hands. One leg is bent and the other one is straight. Now you kick up with the bent leg and try to get your hips over your shoulders. Keep the leg you kicked up with low and try to control the position. The first time you're trying it, you won't be able to hold this position, but try to jump as high as possible. Over time you will get it. If you're able to hold this position, then you can try the second exercise. Therefore you go into a handstand and one leg you're laying down onto an elevation. This elevation should be around hip height. The best object you can use is the wall. If you're in this position, then you should try to lift the leg up and get into the straight handstand. If you can do both exercises I shared with you, then you can put them together and this results in the complete kick up. The third chapter I'm gonna talk about is falling safely. Before you can hold the freestanding handstand, you have to be sure to fall safely. Therefore you go into a chest to wall handstand, but you can start very low. Now you rotate one hand inwards and the leg of the same side drops down. The other leg follows. This is the falling motion you have to master. If you can do this and you are feeling safe, then you can keep elevating the legs until you're able to complete this motion in a fully chest to wall handstand. Chapter number 4 is the balance. Usually you're balancing the handstand with the hands. So to be able to make corrections, spread your fingers and curve them a bit. So you're having a bigger surface to balance on. The balance upside down is split up in 2 components. The first is overbalance, so when you're falling forwards. And the second component is falling backwards, so when you're falling back onto your feet. Between those 2 components you're always making corrections to keep you in balance. The easiest exercise you can start with is the crow pose. Therefore you place your hands around shoulder width and now you bend your arms. The knees are being placed on top of your elbows. Now you shift more weight forwards until you're floating. A harder variation to practice the balance is this exercise. Therefore you go into a chest to wall handstand. Now you bring one leg in line with your body and with the other one you're trying to get lighter by bringing more weight into the fingertips until the leg begins to float. This sounds pretty simple, but it's actually pretty hard. You have to practice a lot to be able to do this. To specifically practicing stopping over balance, you have to do this exercise. Therefore you go in front of the wall and go into a back to wall handstand, around one hand width away from the wall. Now you press your fingers into the floor as hard as possible until the heels begin to float. If this is too easy, try to only press as much as you need to stay in balance. This exercise strengthens your fingers and your forearms to help you stopping over balance. To actively practicing stopping under balance, you have to do the same exercise, but now you go into a chest to wall handstand. Now instead of pressing with your fingers, you press with your palm until the legs begin to float. Again, if this is too easy, just press as much as you need to stay in balance. Chapter number 5 I'm gonna talk about is the strength. The easiest exercise you can do to build up strength is the incline body drill. Go into a push-up position in front of the wall and climb up the wall. Now you try to hold this position to build up strength. Focus on pushing tall with your shoulders and tense up your butt. To progress, just go closer to the wall over time. A harder exercise to build up strength is the chest to wall handstand. Therefore you go into a chest to wall handstand and push tall with your shoulders. A even harder exercise are tuck wall slides. Therefore you go into a chest to wall handstand again, but the distance from the wall is now a bit further away. Now you slide down with your feet for as low as you can and try to hold this position for a few seconds and then go back up. Again, push tall with the shoulders and keep the hands, the shoulders and the butt in line. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really sorry for my English. I hope you understood me well. If you have any questions or need tips, just drop them down below and I see you next time.